run it. This your boy Elo, and y'all already know what it is. We're in the building on this good Wednesday morning, but it's not a normal Wednesday. We're in holiday season, baby, and the day is Christmas Eve, man. I don't know everybody background and all this other stuff, but hey, I celebrate because I got kids, and I'm going to make sure they have a great experience in their life. So we is out here on Christmas Eve day, still dropping that knowledge, still sipping this coffee. Hold on. Let me show you. I got my little green guys with me. I got the Grinch, you know what I'm saying? Man, the building, we thinking mind rolling the proper way up in the morning. I got my little nose back there. You know, the holiday season spirit. You know, got Black Santa up there. We doing our thing, man. We ain't stopping, we going. Hey, the other day, I'm standing outside the barbershop. Shout out Legit Cuts Barbershop. Y'all know we in the building today. On Christmas Eve, we in the building today. So act like it's a holiday. Act like you got your appointment straight. Make no sense. If you walking in, understand it could be a little late. In that barbershop, we like making money, so we not turning down no haircuts. But I'm going to tell you like this about me, myself. At the end of the day, don't be coming in talking about squeezing in nothing, because I promise you I'm going to do that all morning long. I'm going to do that all afternoon long. So at the end of the day, it's the end of the day. Like it's a holiday and come get your hair cut. All right, after that rant, let me go back to my store. I was standing outside of Legit Cuts the other day, right? Got this on. As y'all have seen the last couple episodes, that's what I've been rocking. It's holiday season. I'm bringing out the holiday, you hear me? I got this on. I hear, what's up, Santa? So I'm continuously in my phone. What's up, Santa? I continuously stay in my phone. Then I finally look up. He like, man, what's up, Santa? He got his hand up ready to shake my hand. I'm like, Santa, that's my buddy, the Grinch. You know how we spend Christmas? We lock off in the high cake that we got for us. And we eat and talk junk about everything going on. And personally, I watch Home Alone every dang old night just to go to sleep. All right? And then on Christmas, I'm going to watch The Grinch. Yeah, that's how it go. This ain't no dang old green people. Man, really do how it's going, man. Ain't nothing else to it, but let's get to it, man. I told y'all every single time we get on here, we're not here for a long time, but we're here for a great time. First topic today, I'm on script. I got my bulletin points again today. Y'all know if I were here freestyling, I'll be freestyling. I'll let you know, but I'm not here for a long time, here for a great time. So therefore, we're on the first bulletin. First bulletin, we're going to start with high school. High school transfer portal. Some kids and players are leaving instead of putting in the work with no work ethic. These kids, I'm finna transfer here, I'm transfer here. You even went to go to the next school. Like, you know, this whole transfer portal, the whole layout of new sports is great, actually. It's very great. For the people who are studying the new process. It's a new process. This isn't like any other process that's been going on. The Coach on last episode, great episode, man. We will be having more episodes with Coach Bobby on there. Man, y'all just to understand how profound that episode was for him to get in depth and talk about the things that I'm about to bring right back up right now. The first thing that that stuck in my head from that episode with Coach Bobby was when he said, everybody want to go deep. And that's exactly what I'm saying here. Everybody want to transfer. Oh, I should be getting the ball more. This should be going on more. What does your work ethic say? How many practices did you miss in the spring? How many practices did you miss in the summer? How many practices did you miss in the fall? Well, we was playing ball, and I correlate a lot to my time in playing ball, but it's two different times, so I do understand that well. But I do understand what want and will. You have to have the will to go. You get what I'm saying? Those are that you must work on. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these young kids don't have the want to or the will to. What they have is social media motivation. Social media motivation. They see these highlights, they see these clips, and they just want to be one of the guys doing that, but they ain't thinking about the whole process to it. Well, you got to put that work in. You got to put that work in. You don't become Jeremiah Smith without working. Like, all these clips of him was coming from training sessions and dark. But if you're in the light 24/7, the light just a normal commodity to you. It's just normal access to you. So it doesn't, you're not hungry for it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of these kids who making decisions because their parents not involved into the situation. We talked about that with Coach Bobby. Yeah, we raising these young men to be able to handle themselves and handle situations differently. But at the same time, you got to be coached through things. Do you think a CEO of a 500 company just hand the keys over to his kids? Or to the next person that's going to be running this company? No, you got to do a shadowing for at least a year. You ain't taking over no Fortune 500 company in 4 months. You ain't taking over no Fortune 500 company in 6 months. So what make you think that you're going to take over a whole slate of football? Okay, as I always tell you, football relates to real life. So talk about the work world. What makes you think you're going to start a job today and they're going to automatically have you as a manager and you have no skills, no prior history of being a manager? You have to put that time in to become the manager. You got to learn the ins and outs of handling that paperwork. Even if you're just a manager at McDonald's, if you're not handling that paperwork properly and placing them in first place on no receiver, as every manager forget to do at McDonald's, that's why they ain't never got no dang on ice cream machine working. Yeah, that don't mess with McDonald's. I don't eat none of that crap, bro. All right, I ain't gonna go that way. I'm gonna stay on the high school transfer portal and all that good stuff there. There's some situations where kids deserve to transfer. If a parent did their homework to send them to a certain coaching staff or to a certain school, don't leave it for because you didn't get what you thought you was going to get within the first year. I think it's, to be honest with you, if your kid is a freshman and you thought that he was going to come and take over a school, something wrong with you. I'm not saying that your kid ain't highly talented, but we're talking about showing up to a school where for the last 3 years, and this is the 4th year now, most of these seniors have been putting the work in to become what they are today. Your kid got to learn the layout. I said this before on episode before, Coach Bobby. I told my son, I said, freshman year is the beginning. Sophomore year is the introduction. Junior year is the takeover. And senior year is to take off. That's how these kids should be looking at their layout for 4 years into high school. It's the beginning, the introduction. Come on, man. So if you don't have a plan for your child, and I'm to the parents, if you don't have a plan for your child, if you haven't even studied anything dealing with recruitments, have you yourself email any these parents is out here as if we live in the world of you can check back to the wheel too. Is doing whatever it takes to just overpower these rosters so they can go and beat up on less talented rosters. This isn't what that is. This is high school leading up to college where you as a parent, let me ask you this. Do y'all understand about in-home visits? Colleges, coaches, if they really into your kid, they'll send a recruiter to your house to sit down on your couch with you and your kid, to have a talk about his lifestyle, his upbringing, what he's going to bring to the table, the coach is bringing to the table for your kid. So therefore, if you ain't prepared for that much, what are you talking about the coaches and how the coaches coach and all that? It don't matter. It don't matter. What matters is what you're doing and how you coaching them at the house. Are they becoming men of production? Are they becoming men of standards? Are they becoming men that is needed on a D1 college campus, or a D2 college campus, or a D3 college campus? Let me tell you something like this here. For the young folks that think that D1 is the only place that you can go, I want you to find a person you know that play high school football. I don't care if they're 50 years old. Just ask them this question right here. I want you to go and ask any player that play high school football, and I want you to ask them, what would they do to play another snap after high school football? Would they go to a Division III or an NAIA school? Would they go almost assure you that person is going to say, man, I take off the day. Send me up to Minnesota somewhere in the snow playing football for another year after I graduated. I would have been at that busting heels talking about pure Florida, you hear me? That would go on. I mean, talk to any of them, though. You gain to miss it. A lot of people didn't know that their final snap on the football field in high school was their final snap on the football field, period. So therefore, ask the question. I don't care if they graduated 2 years ago. If they took off the school and came back to Fort Pierce and they just sit here, ask them. Where would you go right now? Caliber ball right now. You know how I know they will? I played semi-pro for a while. Shout out to John and the Bengals, man. They trying to get that thing back rolling and finna get on the road with it. They played semi-pro for a while. 5 to 50 man roster on the semi-pro field with no money involved at all. Saturday, we go in the world just like we got scouts in the stands watching. You feel me? And FYI on that note, you can use semi-pro to go to the next level. It's getting footage. It's getting film. If you're not enrolled in college, taking college classes and college courses, there's no transcript to be transferred. You won't be going nowhere. Indian River, always been there, always will be. They actually turned into a state college now. So they even tried to bring in a football program themselves this year. They even tried to implement a football program themselves this year. And guess what? Players that was at other colleges, singers for, players from the city that left the city to go and play college football, that came back to play for the Indian River program that they were trying to build to push you to the next level. It's a development league. It's like it's even smaller than the NAI. It is a fully development league that don't count against your time on the football field. Now, college has rules. Step on that field, your clock starts for the 4 years. If you don't get a real shirt, that's all you give is 4 years. Understand, again, this is stuff that the parents should be doing homework on. Do the thing with your kids. If you really want to put your kids in this football atmosphere, make sure your kid working out. Make sure your kid getting the grades that they need to have. And make sure that your kid is humbling themselves. This a bit real. You could be, I told y'all, my son went to his first football camp this year down at the University of Miami. He met Francisco Manuel, the first round pick. Could be in the top 10 picks. First thing he said to my son, he looked him up and down, he said, "You could be a 5-star." He said, "But I want you to understand something about all them stars." He said, "You could come on this campus as a 5-star, and it don't matter. Because you just made it to the campus with the other 5 stars, and you got to prove that you the top dog amongst the 5 stars. You're going to be putting me in work and competing for the rest of your life, young man. Not your right now. I need to get out of social media and study the recruiting trail for themselves. Man, there's a lot of stuff that I be hearing. Man, levels will watch a clip, and they've watched that clip. They won't even click on the clip to see where the full episode at, so they can hear the whole conversation on how we got to that clip. There's a lot of podcasts out here speaking on all this stuff here. But if you ain't doing your homework properly, you're going to be lost in the sauce. It's easy to get lost in the sauce. It's so many levels of plateaus. I told my son the same thing in Pop Running Football. I said, a lot of these kids out here, they being highlighted and praised and put up on a pedestal, and they parents and the people in the community don't understand this here. There's so many plateaus in between Pop Running Football, and I'm even talking 13U, from 13U to senior. In high school, the players that with the top dollars in Pop Runner, make sure they don't become that top dog as a senior. Why? They stop putting in work. They used to being told they're the best person working, but that is right. The little dude who been getting no playing time, no nothing, he been at home doing push-ups every night because he tired of them picking on him. But by junior year, he said, line it up. Yeah, the attention normally becoming one. Man, I can name players that's from Fort Pierce that made it to the NFL. That wasn't the guy on their high school team. Forget it. They wasn't the guy on them. Kept putting that work in. Kept grinding. Met a coach who was into the size and stuff that they can work with and show them the game. The number one thing in sports is forget how talented you is. Are you coachable, bro? Are you respectful enough that a coach, now we can still in you saying that you're going to show me 100% the way. Hey, look, get my other penalty. We moving along. Top recruits' parents is fully active. The kid just tops it off with being who they're supposed to be. A hard worker. Grades is good. Humble. Now all this extra stuff, all this stuff adds up, man. It's a complete show. It's a complete show. It's a little better than it used to be, though. It used to be perfect now. If I get into a little bit of trouble at school, little mischief trouble in school, not no trouble. All in public displaying, no type of respect, no type of self-resistance, none of that there. I'm just out here just on go, crashing out. Like a lot of us done did. You out here just crashing out and stuff. Don't be really messing with you, man. And hold on, I just heard something popping out here. Now, he gonna freestyle off of the bulletin. Some of these kids dealing with so much stuff within their households and within their life, they feel like the only choice they have is to crash out. Yeah, man, let me tell you something, man. Understand the emotions that you feeling. I understand the feelings and the anger that you got deep inside because maybe mama ain't did their part, maybe daddy ain't doing his part, and maybe both of them ain't doing their part. Maybe you staying with grandma. Maybe it's so many scenarios and situations that I could touch on that I've actually lived and seen amongst my peers, amongst some of these young kids that I'm coaching right now. But let me tell you something, young man. I'm a guy of faith, and I believe in it a lot. Say your prayers, keep your head down, stay focused. Because it's the same thing I told that JV one day. I was once here on Parental Lane. Father had not never seen me play. My daddy seen me play football uh, in my childhood. One time, I was a sophomore at Fort Pierce Westwood. We went over to Okeechobee. I probably played the best game of my life. Probably had like 15 tackles. Some crazy stuff was going on. I was villain. That's what I can tell you. First time my dad ever seen me play, I had to show the joker what he was missing. But guess what? I didn't let that detour me. I kept my head down. I went through what I had some dumb stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. I crashed out. And that's why I'm able to sit here and tell you. Stay focused. Because had I stayed on the field, he would have seen no games. Hey, I like the story of Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson's daddy was in prison for Oklahoma, so his daddy can watch him from prison on the TV. Because that's where his daddy was in prison into a bright situation. You ain't here to be your parent's savior. You ain't here to be your peers or your sibling's savior. But the first thing you must do is work on you. They say, I gotta hit in after that. The only hit, young man, but first, young lady, help who trying to help themselves, bro. Because otherwise you're gonna hurt yourself for the high schoolers. I know that was the last one for the high schoolers. I ain't got a section to talk about that y'all knew was gonna happen. On this show, I sat here and I told y'all about Mario Cristobal. On this show, during the summertime, I told y'all Mario Cristobal is a special kind of coach. I told y'all Mario Cristobal the flip the roster. I told y'all, don't talk to me about the SEC. I said, since the transfer put have happened, so now I announced the name. Keontae Scott, Jacoby Thomas. The whole be lying. They took the sanctions and stuff because of Lemon Shapiro, big head behind out here with all this issues, want to detail all this stuff in the courtroom about the you. Do you want to fan of the you? If I see you, I'll slap you, boy. That ain't no threat. That's a threat. Lemon Shapiro, you on my hit list, boy. Excuse me. That ain't no threat. That's a real life situation now. Yeah. I told y'all Mario Cristobal has built this roster just like the historic times of the U-Worlds. Yeah. You know how to build that roster like that? Because he's seen it done before. He know what was going on Green Tree when he was there. The man played O-line for them. Look at our O-line. What you see? You feel me? They sprinkling the salt on top of that shit. Joe, in the beginning of the year, our defense, I said, I got the clip. It was up there on the page. Actually look at the page and catch the clip. On the clip, I say, this was before Corey Heatherman was even higher. I said, last year, the year before last, before we had Cam Wood, the problem was TVD. And actually, I think he still got another year of college. That dude should be long gone because he, all right, leave him alone. I ain't gonna talk about these young people. Let him live. Our problem, the offense. We couldn't do nothing. What happens over the summer? We blaming Cameron Wood, end up with the #1 offense in the nation. I told y'all, after that year, I saw it. Since the defense is you was a goddamn fool. You was a dog, boy. Matter of fact, you a liar, man. We got lions, tigers, and bears out here. You heard me? We ain't got no more 11 dogs. We got lions, tigers, and bears. Jan Sullivan on the head. You heard me? Yeah. Yeah. I tell you, keep messing with me. Reciprocity. We ain't even had. I think it's time to go for what I came here for. Y'all want to keep talking to me about Ohio State. I'm going to tell you like this here. Y'all done heard me say this on the show plenty of times. Caleb Downs is probably my favorite player in college football. Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State, is probably my favorite safety, but my favorite player in college football. The boy IQ is on another level. The boy ability to move around and to skill to move to and to relate it into a full transition of making plays. Oh, he's high level. He's high caliber. I think that's going to stop us? Nah, bro. See, y'all rock with me. I'm learning. I hope it's on the screen. I hope it's on the screen and y'all still see it because I got something to show you. On this list right here that y'all looking at. They beat Texas 14-7. Now, this is what I can get them. Their defense is top tier. One school this season scored 20 points on them. But now, and this thing on this was the caliber of the youth. It's knocked off Texas A&M. Texas A&M had was to Texas. They beat Texas 14-7. We know for a fact Arch Manning was playing worse than what my boy name is. Carson done played the whole. Arch Manning in the beginning of the year was looking like he should have been still in high school. Texas stuck in the game and ball with them 14-7. Same, the freshman was held to 126 passing yards. I haven't heard of the rushing game all week. I ain't knocking Grambling. What I'm gonna tell you like this here with Grambling is, Grambling is a school that some of y'all should be looking to go and play at. It's not Division I, major Division I football. Ohio. Now, Ohio State, because they're Ohio State. In-state rival, smaller school, Ohio, drops 9 points on them. Same went for a crazy number on them, 347. The running back went for 100. Yeah, all right. Washington, Minnesota, Illinois was ranked. But Illinois had such an up and down season. I done lost too much money with Illinois this season. Only thing I like about Illinois is they got multiple players from Fort Pierce on their roster right now. So shout out to them. Gabe, Lucas, RJ, Miller, all of y'all fellas that's up there doing y'all thing for Illinois. Shout out to y'all. Y'all time coming soon. Gabe, Lucas, you will enter the draft this year as a high draft pick. And the other ones, they'll be behind you not too long. I hope y'all stick it out and do your thing because that's why y'all at school. All right, we're moving on. Wisconsin ain't been nothing since Run Dang. Yeah, they had another running back that was foul over there, but let me hear what I'm talking about running backs. We ain't talking about a quarterback, receiver, none of that from Wisconsin. Moving along. Penn State was doing so bad this year, they actually fired a coach that was doing good. You know what I just said? Penn State doing so bad this year, they actually fired a coach who was doing good. LA, no coach been fired for them who, was coming up with some sauce or whatever, but yeah, Rutgers. And let's go to the lo and behold, the best team that they've seen this whole season. What happened? Bring it down now. What happened? Who called that? I had a gentleman come to the shop, older guy, who go over there to my boy Lewis. He said, I'm from Indiana. I want to know what you took on Indiana versus Ohio State. I said, drop the bank on Indiana. I like Kurt Cincinnati. I like the way he be on the media with all his little antics he do in the media, throwing little shots out, smiling at the podium, answering the questions in a way that very sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? I like Kurt Cincinnati. And not only do he run himself at that podium properly, Kurt Cincinnati get in that room and he actually come up with schemes. He actually out-schemed Indiana. I'm Ohio State. He's been out-schemed the middle of this whole season. They're undefeated. They're the team in the nation right now. Those the defending champions, Ohio State. Man, but let me tell you something, man. They ain't played with nobody all year. The one time that they ran into a team that could come together and play against them, they lost. So let's get to it. Get back to my regular screen real quick. Let's get to it. Our line better than Indiana's. Our run game better than Indiana's. And every receiver that we got over there is better than what they got in Indiana. Shout out to Kyrie Pons. I'm a fan of that young fella. Shout out to Kyrie Pons. But let me tell you something. Y'all know what's going on over here is totally different. All that SEC talk y'all be doing, bro, y'all already know. We done ran through this year. We ain't lost no SEC team in 2 years. The closest margin we had with the SEC team was the other day against A&M, and guess what? We missed almost 3 field goals, maybe 4 field goals due to the weather over there in Texas. I ain't blaming the weather, forget the weather. You know what I'm saying? We missed the field goals. That's over 9 points on top of the 10 that we already dropped. Yeah. The bam touchdown that Carson Beck put up with the JoJo Trader. JoJo Trader climbed on top of that cornerback so fast. I'm talking about to the back side of the corner. Cornerback didn't even know JoJo was back there. The real caught the ball, man. It was bad out there. In the pregame, I seen the flags flying on top of the stadium. I said, this gonna be a run game. It's too windy. You can't do nothing. Not that wind, but I think they would have been in a worse situation over there in Texas A&M. Aggie, what do you say? Do them. Man, that's what I came to tell y'all about the football world. Last note that I'm gonna leave y'all on is this holiday season, man. If you know somebody, you lost somebody this year, just send them a little love. We'll show them a little cheer, man, because the holiday season can be very depressing if you're not sharing it with people of your heart, if you don't have no people of your heart. So, from me, the host of Sip This Coffee, I want to say happy holidays to you guys. Enjoy your family as much as possible. If you don't have no one to go in there enjoy yourself, man. I know that may sound a little crazy, but I've done it plenty of times, man. Enjoy yourself on the holiday. Let everybody go and do this. If you working on yourself at this moment, you just need to be isolated. Do it. Like I told you, I probably sit in my house and watch the Grinch on Christmas or something, because that's mentally soothing for me. Do what makes you operate at a high level. Do what's gonna make you be. I tell you, man, that this world is a self battle. I don't never come to y'all and talk to y'all about what the next person should be doing for you or to you or with you or none of that stuff. I always come and tell y'all that we're working on ourselves so we can be better people for the people that we need us to be that person. I always tell y'all that it's an inside job. It's never the environment, the circumstances, none of that there. It's always an inside job, because amongst the environment and the circumstances, we still have to find a way to operate through it. We still have to find a way to be the best version of ourselves no matter what. We still have to find a way to be able to be the best version of ourselves, especially if you got kids. Like they say, man, like I always tell y'all, you only a child for so long, and your kids will only be a child for so long. So do what you can to make sure that they're having the best experience, because life done life, bro. You ain't got to worry about toughening them up for life, because life done life. Life gonna do what it's do. Everybody gonna have their experiences. Everybody gonna experience death. Everybody gonna experience joy. Everybody gonna experience it all. It's all about what you take in and hold near to your heart. You know, there's a lot of people that, but they say they insert the instead of just the meat. Miss Parker always say this at the school. She said, man, just take the meat, leave the bones, man. So that means get all the good stuff that you can get out of every situation, bro. And, learn from the hard stuff. It's never a loss, it's always a lesson. We always got to have the cup halfway full, not halfway empty. All of those things that's being said is real life. And I pray that you guys get to experience some happiness and some joy during this holiday season. And not just for the holiday season, man. We're going into 2026 right now, into 2025 in the next week or so. So I pray that the whole 2026 is a bonus year for everybody. I pray that we all be able to advance financially, mentally, spiritually, even most all of love with the family. There's a lot of y'all got kids, man. There's a lot of us got kids out here, and we fighting demons and all this darkness and everything. That has nothing to do with our kids. And you talking about childhood stuff. You an adult longer than you as a child. So do what you got to do to make your adult life right. And not hold on to that childhood stuff. And make sure that you ain't making your childhood a dark spot that they got. That said, man, it's been a beautiful morning. I definitely rode out a little minute this morning, but hey, it is what it is. Y'all like the show. I'm going to keep on dropping it, man. I'm trying to get consistent with it. Get on here at least 2 times a week. Do a little more potent with it. Find the proper topics. Find the proper guests. Like I said, we will have Coach Bobby on again. Some more stuff lined up. I do got some collab shows with other podcasts lined up. I just want y'all to know that we continue to drop, we continue to grow. As you seen today, I shared the screen and showed y'all Ohio State roster. That boy getting technical out here. Hey, youngsters, put that work in, man. That work in, youngsters. We doing what we supposed to be doing. And let me tell you this here, man. From the people that's on the outside looking in the Westwood, let me tell you this here. Coaching staff that's trying to develop them into men first, winner second, and an all-around good man third. Send them to Westwood, bro. But I'm going to tell you like this here. If your kid don't like to put it on, if your kid if your kid got attitude in the football field, send us to Centennial, Treasure Coast, Legacy, anywhere else, bro. Because we're not seeking for talent. We're looking for coachable kids. We're looking for young men who want to learn the game of football, who want to put the work in to become a weapon on that football field. That's what we're looking for at Westwood. We're looking for kids who trying to go somewhere and play major football. And we can show you, as a parent, the recruiting trail properly. I understand we only did 1 year, stuff unfolded, but sooner than later, the proof will be in the pudding. The paper will be on the table. Again, if your kid is looking to grow and do some things that ain't been done in this city before, send them to Westwood. We open a new school in January. Everything brand new there. Top of the line, state of the art. Talking about, forget the weight room, the gym, the classrooms. Mr. Alfonso is doing what he had to do with the staff to bring them in to make sure they're getting taught properly. And let me tell you this here. Westwood has historically sent the rest of college. Westwood has historically players in the NFL for years. So if you want your kid to play for a coaching staff that's really and fully involved with the layout that's going on in today's time in football, high school football in the state of Florida, send them to Westwood. Major love, man. Let's do it how we always do it. Put a smile on your face so we can put a smile on somebody else's face and we can make the world a better place. Excuse me on my tongue twisted there. Put a smile on your face so we can put a smile on someone else's face and we can make the world a better place. It's been a good day today, man. So one finger, two finger. Peace.